Welcome back, you yummy biscuit. We're going to be doom scrolling Twitter. Just you and me against the world. First up, we have Donald Pump. More like Donald Dump. I'm going to have a meeting with the Secretary General of Ukraine. Not to be confused with me crane. All right? We're going to be sending them various pieces of sophisticated military. Just to let you know, friends, as well. Just so you want to know. Sending money to these random countries is America's tornado cash. It's how they move billions of dollars around in and out of the country. You send $1 billion somewhere, they move money somewhere else. They're basically doing swaps off chain. Yes, a lot of it might end up with UFO, advanced tech, advanced military and stuff out here. Okay. LeMayo, okay, the top is in. Just top blasted. This guy is an absolute legend in my book. So I just bought a bonk fun coin today that boned. It looks like it rugged. And then I thought, what a silly meme as a ticker. And I saw this being a 7K meme. And it looks down here. Okay, so yeah, man. Bonk fun. Remember, friends, pump fun. Tokens coming out. ICO. I don't know when all the people who participated get their tokens out. But bonk fun is a competitor of it. It's actually doing more volume. Because what's happened is people have left Soylana's pump fund casino. Everyone lost their money, right? I mean, you ran up for a year and a half, bro. You know what I mean? You've literally been running up for a year and a half. So everyone realized that they just basically lost all their money. Not price quote lost. They've actually lost their money, yeah? And now they're trying to play a new casino game. They're like, oh, let's go to bonk fund. That'll be better because it's dogs now. No, it's still the same game. Shout out to the SJ. One of my best friends is fundraising. She's a Hexican. She showed up for the first meetup with us yesterday. Please click to help and support. So we do wish you and your friend all the very best. This is all the Hexicans. Look at all these friends and people out here. Oh, we have Joshy Woo. Wow, we have a wild Luigi out here. That's crazy. We have Mr. Gary Woods' long-lost cousin as well. Check it out. And we have a PulseX hat. Oh, yeah. Look, what are they eating? Oh, that's good. That looks nice. We got some chips, a nice big burger. Until I haven't eaten today. All right, so see there, friends. There's real people here. It's real. You can touch them. See, I'm going to touch them right now. See? I'm touching them. They're real, man. They're real. So when you see price going down, is it Richard dumping? Probably. Probably not. Probably. I don't know. This, like, if they're here during the bad times, they're going to be here during the good times. And they're going to get louder. Peter Brandt. This nonsense below is true. This is how stupid many members of Congress are. So he's probably talking about political stuff out here. Stick the trade in. Stick the trade in, uncle. Here we have Dr. Hexologist. I ratioed my own damn post. So Dr. Hexologist made a funny post, which doesn't feel funny, but it is funny. Bitcoin made a new all-time high. Hex makes basically a new all-time low. Just gets crushed. Yeah, maybe something big's going to happen soon. We need Ethereum higher. You know, when I say we need Ethereum higher, maybe, I don't know, just maybe Ethereum hits an inflection point, Richard rotates stuff in, and then kickstarts it. And the marketing campaign starts out here. It is what it is. Now, we're going to see more of this stuff. Check this out. Cold. 200K market cap to 1.1 million in 2 hours. We told you. SPX. Kenji capitulated here. Wow. So this is when SPX friends did 1,000x from this point. Oh my gosh. From about 1 million market cap. So SPX, remember that's SPX 6900. That's Morad's coin where they're saying it's meme cold. Not really. I mean, like, yeah, I guess you're trying. You're trying. But yeah, it's got a good price action and everything out here. Feel free. You want to play around with that stuff. Well, I want deeper value contrarian. But yeah, it's good. It's like one of the unicorn winners. One of them, you know, and there's like 500,000 that didn't make it. Shout out to Dirty Crypto. PulseChain, pDAI bros. Listen carefully. This post by Richard Hart was never about Soylana. It was about pDAI. Yeah, I remember. I was making videos about it. Everyone kept blocking me and fading me. Like, I'm just telling you guys, blocking me, you've made a grave mistake because now you're all muted. Now I can't even reach you, right? And I don't put my hands out in places that I want to be because what if you touch soy milk? Okay, you know, it can seep through your skin, right? That's also why, friends, Vladimir Putin, he never picks up a piece of paper ever. There's even interviewers, they've given him a piece of paper. He's like, he points to it. Why? Because him and the Coconut Intelligence Agency, that's how they poison people. Okay, they can lace paper with metals, like poisonous stuff. So if you're holding the piece of paper for like a minute, yeah, it seeps in, makes you really sick. Okay? That's why I don't go around putting my fingers anywhere. Unless it's my own belly button. Remember, we had pDAI friends ran up 2,000% from the Gravestone emoji. And now you're all muted. Now you just got to listen to me yell about the price going up. Well, good luck. This is Richard Hart. Soylana was totally and completely wrecked, but it had so much free press about being wrecked, they got a free lottery ticket towards pumping up. Fans, I made an entire video about this post, a whole video, and I said, Richard literally told you the playbook for PulseChain right here. He told you the playbook. PulseChain, pDAI, it's all right here. He goes, okay, what did Soylana do? They killed it first. Then when it came back, it looked like it was amazingly winning. No, it just was dead. Looked like it was dead first. He goes, okay, cool, we'll do that. Now, you don't feel nice right now because you wanted to go a staircase up. But if it works out, you're going to be very thankful. Agent Chud. Massively overvalued based on meme bubble metrics. Nothing concerning about it. So he's talking about Soylana here. Remember, friends, Soylana. Soy! You ran up for a year and a half, bro. What else do you want? Honestly, you're being greedy at this point. You're holding this thing because of Ethereum, because of your spot ETF, bro. You literally had first, you had Donald Trump launches a coin. Ethereum goes to zero here, and Ethereum goes to zero here. You had 3 major topping signals. You literally ran up for 672 days, pretty much almost 2 years, 1.75 years. Just to let you know, 6 months, which is 0.5 years, that's a very long time for altcoins to run up. So, you know, you got that. What else do you want? It could go back and continue up, but like just, I'm not gonna, it ran up for a year and a half, bro. It ran up for a year and a half. Now, why isn't anyone concerned? It's because they sold everything else at the lows to go buy in and they haven't made money yet. So they think, oh, no, but like, you know, it's still getting started. No, bro. You bought in after it ran up for a year. It's gone sideways for 6 months. Now it's been a total 1.5 years. Your brain should be telling you something's wrong here. We're meant to be flipping Ethereum. We're meant to be $1,000. Why is the Sol ETH ratio going down now? Even though Donald Trump, the president, launched a coin on this chain. Why is this stuff happening? But instead of people, no one asks that question. That's complacency. No one says that. They think, don't worry, we just need to cool off for the next rally. That's the complacency for Wall Street cheat sheet. We just need to cool off. Then everyone's going to realize Ethereum is inferior to soy. Okay, bro. Tell the $120 billion of stable coins sitting there that it's inferior. Here you have Martini Boy, Martini, Hexican, and a Dream. Yeah, these have been like, everyone's just laughing at this. Like, it's been like, everyone's been laughing at this for long. We're literally down 99%. Literally 99% down. We need, I think, more than a 100x to go break even against Bitcoin now on Hex. You need more, because when Hex topped out at 55 cents, Bitcoin was 42,000. Okay, so Bitcoin is about 2.5x higher. So combined Hex is like 0.5 cents ish. It's basically pDAI's price. So actually, I've just calculated Hex needs to go to $1.37 to break even from the HEX-BTC. And what I've actually done very kindly for you, I've actually made a post on this as well, just to make it nice and cute. So you can see just the full calculations. To break even, 195x is needed on Hex. See this yellow line? This is the combined HEX-BTC ratio today. Combined Hex. So that includes EHEX and PHEX. These are 195x. You might say, oh, never going to happen. Yeah, but what if Richard forced it down? So like a lot of it is just cramming people out. That's another thing as well. Also, liquidity's thin. Also, just getting started, yada, yada. So we'll see. Here we have BTC logging the highest weekly close of all time. That's beautiful. So we are underway. I know, friends. That's why it's people who make it in crypto. Yeah, man, it's fully delaying gratification. You don't get any dopamine hits. You don't. It just keeps going down and down and down, not moving, not moving, not moving. And then what makes it tougher is the stuff that is moving up. Injective, Soylana, BNB, Fetch. Yeah, most of them have stopped. Injective dropped 83% from last year. Soylana, you think, oh, Soylana's moving up. Check yourself. You assume that Soylana, just like it did its past 1.5 year move up, you think it's going to go on for another 1.5 years. So your brain, you're already pricing in the future in your brain. Everyone's excited right now. What if Sol ETH ratio keeps going down? What if the attention moves to something else? Have you priced that in? No, you haven't. Okay. Do you see what I mean? But also, conversely, everyone complaining about PulseChain and Hex and stuff, you haven't priced in winning yet. Yeah, that's why markets are tough, friend. That's why you can't be looking at today. You're trying to invest for the future. Funny. Megan Kelly's advice to students. Be who you are. Don't pretend you're a lefty in order to win any professor's good humor. He's not worth it. Get your D, family-friendly D, on your paper because you refuse to argue that capitalism is bad. Man, look, if you're still in the education system, I don't know, you're in school, you're playing with your Game Boys, you're in uni, just get into crypto. Just shut up and get into crypto. I don't want to see you guys waste your time with this stupid political stuff. No one cares about you, bro. You are getting yield farmed. They need attention. Do you get it? You are the attention. Your opinion means nothing. Your vote means nothing. You're not going to change anything. For 99.99% of people, you and I, not changing anything. And for the people that are, they were always going to do it anyway, okay? It's negative EV to bet on them. Don't bother. Go to crypto. The growth rates are high. S&P 500 is growing at 8% per year. They're debasing at 8% per year. Guess what? Bitcoin's growing at 60% per year. There's your edge. Just shut up and stay in crypto, okay? Just keep all opinions and all this stuff out here. Leave them for the memes and the jokes. That's it. It's literally not worth it, man. Look, you're going to learn, bro. You're going to learn. You don't get this. You don't get to do this again, okay? You don't get to do this again. The market gets smarter and people adapt. Look how many coins there are, by the way, right now. Oh my gosh. A post by me appears on the timeline. Thank you to Mr. Alexander. Right? Oh, professional liquidity extractor. Nice username. When pDAI $1. Man, what a glorious, glorious chart this is. Boom. Check that out. Bang! Now, this just ignites nice speculation and hopium. To be honest, fans, my opinion means nothing. I don't know what's going on. But I just don't think it's going to happen. I hope it happens. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to have to be waves and stuff going on. But hey, man, the price is so cheap. Anyway, it's 200x the way to $1. Even a bit higher now that, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing to be worried about. SBET is literally acquiring Ethereum like it's their last chance. It is their last chance to acquire Ethereum at bargain bin prices. So we have 2 Ethereum Maxis out here. We have dollar cost investor. Shout out to Miguel. You know, there's another DC investor. But when I say DC, bro, my boy Migueli. My boy Migueli from PulseChain community, that's when I see DC, okay? This is not the DC I'm thinking about. You know what I mean? I love Migueli. Now, also we have Sassel's. Interesting, friends. Sassel, Ethereum Maxi, took a long break. He just can't be bothered anymore, you know, because he just... Sassel, if you're listening, bro, I don't know. Bro, you're Ethereum, dude. You're meant to be... You are smart, okay? Didn't you realize it yet? Stop wasting your time trying to convince them of anything, bro. It's cognitive bias. They're not in your coin, therefore, they only see that it's a scam. They're not in your coin and it's going down, therefore, they've concluded Vitalik drinks a lot of soy, he lost his soul when he banged his missus and he got a girlfriend. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter, bro. It all comes down to the price. You know that, man. It's just that a lot of people, they just waste their time. You know why? It's projection, yeah? Because they're intellectuals. Because they read analysis top down and they like really listen to what you're saying, you know? Whereas I just look at, you know what, man? You skip leg day. I'm not listening to anything you say. Totally different approach. Remember all those tweets about Stellar and XRP a few months back. This is the crypto dog come out here. Look after your health, friends, as well. Apparently, we all thought he sold his account. Apparently, he like had some heart attack or something and heart surgery. I think something that happened out here, but it's been tough. Hopefully, XRP Army gets glory with the rest of us. Oh, this is wild. Also, check this out. Anatomically correct giant reptiles and amphibians that the acadummies called dinosaurs were domesticated by people who accurately presented them in art. Yeah, this blew my mind. Friends, you know this picture? This picture is like from 500 years ago or whatever. Or maybe thousands of years ago. Look at this. Yeah, this is real, okay? There's a human riding a dinosaur. But we're meant to have discovered dinosaur bones only 100 years ago. How did they know about these dinosaurs and us riding the dinosaurs thousands of years ago? Why is it? What? This is real. This is confirmed real. And I'm not going to say their name, but the R-Child and all their PsyOps, Snopes, and all their government blue pill controlled websites, they try to say that this stuff was made by like some clay maker. No. That's what they try to do, right? You know, when information comes out, this is what they do. They PsyOps you and they get you distracted for like a couple of years. And then they go back and they just rewrite stuff. So they go, oh, no, this didn't get discovered 2,000 years ago. This got made by someone and he copied it from a movie. Yeah, that's what they do. So another thing they do, you learn about PsyOps. It's very interesting how they PsyOps people. So you see this guy on the right and there's a giant lizard here as well. Oh, check these pigs out. Giant reptiles. Yeah, these are all made. Look at this clay stuff from like thousands of years ago. So what they'll do is Coconut Intelligence Agency, the deep state, okay, probably non-human intelligence controlled. There'll be a movie that's getting made by just some director, and they'll go and they'll demand, and they'll put in maybe a similar clay model in the movie than this. So, in a couple of years, when people ask about this truth about humanity, they say, no, it came from the movie. And it works. We've seen them do it multiple times with the UFO stuff. So the real UFO mummy gets discovered. It gets put in like an ET type movie like 2 years later. And then they change dates. They go, no, the movie came out first. This person took it from the movie. And people get obfuscated over time. Kind of interesting how it all works out. Here we have Damie saying Bitcoin is currently in price discovery. Ethereum and altcoins are ready to take off. We are here. This is following. It's very, very light. This is the Wall Street cheat sheet. I hope so. I hope next stop is 155K. We'll take it from there. Shout out to George News as well on the football. It was an upset today, but I guess it was a great match. So here we have George News out from PulseChain. They tweet a lot of positive PulseChain and positive Richard Hart news as well. So part of the community. Here we have Cheds. The cope from fintech anti-Bitcoiners as Bitcoin makes a new all-time high is just delicious. Wow. Here we have David Taylor. Who's this nerd? Bitcoin jumps 5% to hit fresh record highs of 117,000. Bitcoin has no intrinsic value. If there was ever a signal for markets being completely disconnected from reality. So a lot of people get upset at this stuff like here. They don't get it, dude. They don't know what a network effect is. They have no idea. They're in the stocks world. Stocks, cash flow, balance sheet, stocks. Crypto is a network. We're valued off a network. The people are the value. It's a different meme. Yeah. How do you value gold, by the way? If you use a discounted cash flow model on gold, your value is 0. Gold should be worth 0. It gives you no cash flow. You hold it. Okay. What about your, if I gave you a patch of grass in New York, it should be worth 0. The patch of grass literally does nothing. And you say, oh, no, but I can do something with it. I don't care about if you can do something with it. Is it giving you money right now? No? Okay, it's worth 0. But you know it's not worth 0. So it's just what happens, friends. So as an asset gets birthed, people make their own models and they try to describe what the minds of the masses are doing to give it value. And then we backwards reverse engineer it and we try to explain it. And basically all the juice of the growth is gone by that point, you see? So this guy is just very slow to understanding crypto. He's like, oh, because he's from a cash flow world. He's like, where's the baby bum powder? Johnson & Johnson. We don't have that, man. There's no cash flow here. It's a totally different system. So, yeah, I mean, like, that's good. You like seeing people who don't get that. I mean, like, I can easily say, so to Mr. David Taylor out here, I'm going to ask you a question, bro. Are your nipples pegged? Davey? Are your nipples pegged, bro? I'm going to ask you a question, Davey. My intrinsic value for your piece of poop stock market is 0. You want to know why? I can't vote. If I buy McDonald's, I can't change a Big Mac burger. If I buy Johnson & Johnson, I can't get them to do anything with that baby bum powder. Not that I want to, because it works great for baby bum rashes. I can't do anything. And by the way, I don't actually own the company, do I? I own a piece of paper on the DTCC in the New York, which is just a database, which you can freaking just backspace delete anyway and pretend I never bought it in the first place. I don't actually own crap. I can't transfer stuff. I need 15,000 signatures. I actually don't own anything. And I don't actually get access to your cash flow on the balance sheet. So I actually own nothing. I don't get your cash flow. I can't change your menu. The receptionist, guess what? I can't even enjoy some cold glass of sparkly waters with her. because I'm not even allowed in the building, but I own the stock. So I literally own nothing. So all I'm doing is trading Ponzi paper. There you go. No intrinsic value. See how dumb you sound? But I love you, bro. I love guys like that, friends, because it means they're still early. They just don't get it. I don't want them to get it. You want to see that around, friends. You want to see that around, man. It means they're still early. Here we have Caitlin Long, not to be confused with Caitlin Short. Indeed, these are big growth rates in US financial sector. So broker-dealer assets are expanding. How did Wall Street finance a remarkable balance sheet expansion and repo liabilities? Talking about the just the central bank stuff out here. Here's Lawrence. Lawrence Lepard, very smart man. Awesome. I love his interview. He used to be a gold bug. Still owns a lot of gold and silver. He's a big Bitcoin bull. Okay. This is why my base case is shifting towards a crack up boom. Add a dovish shadow Fed president and new all-time highs in everything. So a crack up boom means like an inflationary big type of boom bust, attack up. Here's Georgie Boo Gammon. Larry, you think a broker-dealer expanding their balance sheet to buy collateral at the highest level since the banking crisis of 2023 is bullish for risk assets? So Georgie does lean more. He's very conservative when it comes to that. Georgie Boo is very like, we love you, Georgie, but don't forget, bro, Georgie, you're fighting Bitcoin at 30K, 40K, 50K. You're fighting Bitcoin at 60K, 70. We're at 120 pretty much, Georgie Boo. You know what I mean? Like, I know Georgie's very, very smart, but I know, look, as well, Georgie, I get it, bro. Yeah, Bitcoin's risk on. You know, I'm not going to defend Bitcoin and say it's risk off. Obviously, it's risk on. Just statistically, my nipples are pegged. All right, Georgie? My nipples are pegged. Statistically, they are. Plus, it's correlating to the global M2, bro. It's got an 89.5% correlation. So, Georgie, how long are you going to fade that for, bro? Do you think it's a coincidence that an asset is correlating 89.5% to global M2, which we know just they print money and rise up anyway, and it went down 94%, 94%, 85, 85, 77, and it keeps coming back up. It had like five crashes pretty much towards zero. You know, if the stock market goes down 77%, you're pretty much saying it's zero anyway, you know? So it came back 4 or 5 times, bro. So do you want to fade that trend? I don't want to fade that trend. You know, also something to learn from Georgie Boo Gammon. Just something to think about. Georgie Boo Gammon, how he invests is he's got 80% safe stuff, 10% gold, 10% lottery. He does a full barbell. You know, it's too conservative for someone like me or you. So you got to change it. Maybe in crypto, the equivalent would be, so pretty much that's like what we call barbelling, right? So you have really, really safe stuff, and then you've got an insurance policy in one pocket, and then a lottery ticket in the other pocket. Just throw an example, right? So maybe you're like 80% Bitcoin, and then your insurance policy is gold. You got 10% of your portfolio gold. That's like mega insurance against the world exploding. And then you got 10% pDAI. Like that. So you got a mega lottery ticket, you got mega insurance, and then you just have the BTC in the middle. It's another way just to think about how you want to do stuff. Personally, that's like too conservative for me. Why? I mean, do I need to point to you why that's too conservative for me? Here you have Kylie Boo Chassé. Bitcoin adoption is growing, but education gaps persist. It's not a guarantee of profit, but a tool for personal sovereignty in a debt-heavy global economy. Access remains open. Yeah, but what are you going to tell them when the Bitcoin dominance keeps going down? What are you going to tell them then? Huh? What are you going to tell them when we dump in the bear market with the S&P 500? You know, we're still going to be there, but it cycles all over again. Then we have to change the stories of what you tell them. Then you realize it's just repeating, friends. Remember, I told you the most important thing anyway. We're correlating a global M2, and guess what? That's still going up. Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you soon.